around the questions being raised by the opposition, asking why caste and religion are being brought in as far as the Agneepath recruitment scheme is concerned. And now a reaction coming in from Varun Gandhi, who slammed the Agneepath caste politics, says there is no reservation of any kind, but caste certificate is being sought in the recruitment of Agneepath. Will we now decide someone's patriotism by looking at their caste? The government should think about the impact on our national security by changing the established traditions of the army. So yet another reaction coming in, essentially questioning as to why is it that details of a person's caste and religion are required while they go ahead and fill up their forms for the Agneepath recruitment scheme. Let me go across to Samya joining us with more details. We've seen reactions come in from the Congress, the RJD, questioning this particular move. When we spoke to some of the defense experts, though, Samya, and also put out the army's version, they said this has been ongoing since the beginning.
Well, absolutely, and there is a valid reason behind it as far as asking for somebody's religion and caste or whichever community he or she is hailing from is practically because if in the event of death, the army has to carry out their last rite, they should know how to do that as to which religion are they hailing from. It is not to try and cast aspersion on anybody's faith or beliefs for that matter. But of course, the opposition party has been raising this matter where there were leaders from the Aam Aadmi Party and the RJD who asked the government of the day when it comes to the Agneepath scheme, why are they asking for a declaration of sorts to submit their religious papers to substantiate their identity, as this is only going to hamper the national integrity of a given person who wants to come forward and serve the nation and respect the uniform that he's going to be wearing. But this is a tradition. This is not something new at all that the government has introduced through the Agneepath scheme, and that is something that the opposition party is missing out on.
Yes, and now we have a reaction from Varun Gandhi, who's in fact questioning as to will caste and religion decide on people's patriotism, or those who are wanting to opt for the scheme, whether or not they're patriotic enough. That's a comment coming in from Varun Gandhi. But if we talk about what the army has said already, Samya, even the BJP once again reminding the opposition, saying that the army in an affidavit filed before the Supreme Court in 2013 has made it clear that it does not recruit on the basis of caste, religion and region.
Absolutely, and this is something that the government stands by. And Varun Gandhi, for that matter, this is his second tweet in the last 24 hours where he's questioning the government. First, it was about the GST, and today about the Agneepath scheme. So it looks like Varun Gandhi is trying to take up a stand where he's being critical of the government's policy, despite being a BJP MP, which is definitely drawing a lot of eyeballs. But as you mentioned, that the experts have made it amply clear that the hiring for these very important positions in the army or the forces is never based on anybody's religion or faith or whichever community or caste they are hailing from. It is essentially done as a prerequisite to keep in mind whether at all, when in the event of death, if any, they have to carry out the last rites at any given place, then they have to keep that in mind. And nobody is devoid of any opportunity based on their caste religion when it comes to the forces. That is the message being sent across by the government of the day, and which is being backed and substantiated by the veterans and the experts from the forces.
Yes, the army making it clear that this was a pattern that was followed since the very beginning and no change for Agniveer recruitment scheme in this particular regard. Now BJP MP coming out and slamming this particular process of recruitment of the Agneepath scheme. The Aam Aadmi Party has also waded into the controversy, asks as to why is it that something that was not followed since the beginning is being adopted if we talk about this particular scheme. Listen in.
सेना में पहले कभी भी जाति नहीं पूछी गई, जाति का सर्टिफिकेट नहीं मांगा गया। आप जाति का सर्टिफिकेट क्यों मांग रहे हैं? ये भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सरकार की जातिवादी मानसिकता को उजागर करता है।
So you heard the Aam Aadmi Party MP there clearly saying that caste was never asked in the army. They never asked for caste certificates. And why is it that it's being done now? This shows the BJP's mindset. Now remember, viewers, when asked by the Indian Army on what is it that the army has been following, they said that the recruitment for aspirants to submit caste certificates, if required, religion certificates, was always there, and there's been no change for Agneepath recruitment scheme in this regard, to which several Several critical comments have been coming in from the opposition. The likes of the Congress and the RJD have already taken to social media repeatedly criticizing